Okay, let's start then. Jeremy, over to you. Go ahead.
Hi, Joe. Well batted today.
Thank you.
That century was quite a while coming for you. I mean, how good did it feel to get to three figures again?
Yeah, it did feel good. Like you say, it's been a while, so we really wanted to make it count, and hopefully still a lot of hard work still to do tomorrow.
What about the partnership with Dan Lawrence, 173? How impressed were you with Dan on his debut?
Very impressed. I thought he played magnificently well. He showed exactly why he deserves his opportunity to play, and hopefully it's the start of something very special for him.
The match situation, Joe, with 3 days left, it's looking pretty good, but the weather factor, of course, is at play. What's your thinking?
I think that things could happen very quickly as the game moves forward. Generally does here. Seen already there's been quite prestigious turns, so I see that being exactly only going one way from this point onwards. So it's really important that we make the most of this first innings lead that we've got now. Be really ruthless, like we've spoken about ahead of the series, and make it count and put them under pressure. That way, try and just bat once.
And if you really are ruthless, Joe, you could top your Test best score of 254. It's not far away, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to start well tomorrow again. I think one thing we've done very well so far is we've seen what's happened, seen what's happening straight in front of us. We've not looked too far ahead, and we've built very good partnerships. In mind, Joss's job tomorrow morning will be to do exactly that. Just get something going again, get used to the rhythm of the wicket and how it's turning, and find a method that we think is going to be successful to score big runs and make that big partnership, which drives us into a really strong position.
Joe, just finally, we've heard there may have been some COVID in the hotel with some of the staff there. Are you concerned, or are you happy with the bubble that you're currently in?
Yeah, and that's why we've got a compliance officer with us. Phil Davies has done a brilliant job in making sure that we're safe. That's why he's here to deal with that sort of issue. All the lads feel very safe in everything at the moment, and hopefully that continues throughout the trip.
Thanks, Joe. Well done.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Dean and then Will Macpherson.
Yeah, hi Joe. Well played. You mentioned that R word, ruthless, and it's something that I know you try to do all the time to kind of set the stall out as captain. How pleasing is it for you that it was you that did that led from the front and actually were ruthless with your performance?
Yeah, I'm extremely pleased, and I did a lot of talking before the game and ahead of this year and stuff, and I thought it's really important to go out there and do it myself. As you say, felt like a long time coming this, and it's just now got to build on it, got to make sure that really make this one count, make it as big as possible, and drive this first innings league as high as we can, and do everything we can to get a really strong score that means we only bat once in this game.
There's a reason why people don't like fielding at short leg. You get a chance to say a word to Ben this after you peppered him today.
Yeah, it's a horrible scenario. It's obviously a very strong scoring shot for me, and I did really feel for him in there. It's not a nice place to field at the best of times, but fair play to him. He's a very good fielder in there, and I hope he's all right.
Cheers.
Okay, Will and Richard Gibson.
Hi, Joe. You're only 2 days in, but 2021's a year you've been asked a lot about. Could you have dreamt of a better start, bowling a team out for 135 and then getting a big one yourself?
Yeah, it's a really nice start, and without trying to go through every cliche in the book, all it is a start right now. Again, their first innings showed exactly what can happen here. Very quickly lose a couple of wickets, and all of a sudden, the game's you're not in as strong a position as you might have thought. So it's really important that we stay ruthless. We really make the most of this brilliant start that we've got, and get that big first innings score, which should enable us to have something to bowl at.
I'm going to just ask about Dan and Johnny. Shared big partnerships with both of them. Neither were in the side last summer. Obviously, Johnny's been away for a year. Dan's a debutant. How pleasing is it that you've got the two guys coming in from the outside and then creating that competition for the guys who are expected to return in India?
Yeah, it's a really good place to be. It's something that with our bowling group, you've started to see a lot of strength in depth in our seam department for the last year and a half or so, and it's nice to now see that happening with the bat as well, both top order and middle order, which again that will drive the standards of the group up all the time. Competition for place is something that's always probably the best motivator for individuals to keep getting better and keep wanting to improve their game. So the more that can happen, the better. And those two guys certainly have taken their chance in this game and showed everyone that they have the game for Test cricket.
Okay, Richard Gibson and then Rob Johnson, please.
Hello, Joe. We've met the going on and sort of making a score. We've talked about this in the past, and you've obviously tried to address it a few times. Is there a greater stubbornness this time to actually push that through and make sure that you keep doing it? Obviously it's an issue that's been ongoing for a while for you.
Yeah, I mean it's something that's always been desperate to try and convert those 50s into big scores. But generally, when I get 100, I make it really count. And I've got quite a good record past 100, so tomorrow I'll be trying to make that another really big one and drive the game forward from there. I felt like I got in a really good mindset throughout this game so far. I'll try and take that forward into the rest of this winter tour and beyond. I think previous couple of hundreds that I have got, even though they're a while ago, come at the end of series. So to get one at the start of a very long winter is quite exciting, and hopefully I can take that forward into the rest of the game.
And given how much, so we talked about it and you've addressed it on several occasions, how much was it on your mind in the sort of late 80s and 90s that you wanted to convert?
It wasn't so much then,
Right.
To be honest, more overnight. But I tried to get away from it. I think for the last 2 years, I've overthought it massively, made too big a deal of it in my own mind and hyped it up. And probably because of that, it's been to my detriment. So I try to just get very much in a one-on-one contest with each individual bowler, not try and think about anything other than ticking off one run at a time with the guy at the other end, building the partnership as much as we can.
Do you mean in your mind on the field or just generally? When you say
Just generally.
Just generally. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Rob, and then we'll finish. Fidel Fernando. Go ahead, Rob.
Hi, Joe. Well played. I know over the past few months you've also mentioned about working on your game, working on a couple of things that might have crept in technically. Is there anything today or over the last 2 days that has worked well that maybe hasn't been working so well over the last year?
I think it's very different, facing a lot more spin over here. But there's constantly things that I'll continue to keep getting better. I make as good as possible. I think one thing I was really pleased with today was my shot selection. I felt like I got a really good combination of defense and attack, and managed to pick the right balls the majority of the time, which obviously helps. So it's just doing that more often, trying to really be disciplined with that in practice as well, and just really make the most of opportunities like this one.
Thank you.
Andrew.
Hi, Joe. Well batted. Just a quick question about obviously expectation on debutants in the England team. You yourself came into the side and got a 50 on debut in tough conditions in Asia. Dan's done the same. I mean, what is it about the mindset the team's able to give to young players coming into it that they can land on their feet quite so well?
I think more than anything, you just want them to feel like they do in the county dressing rooms, try and make them feel as at home as possible. I feel like we have got a very good environment. We've got some really good senior players, a good group of lads really that enable that process of coming into it to be a smooth one and a nice one. And if you feel comfortable in the environment, I do think it probably feeds into your game. It's something you probably have to ask Dan to get a real feel for. But it's great to see guys come in and have success straight away. I think the most important thing is that they see that as the start now, and they see that as something to build on, and not be happy with it. Just make sure it's the start of something very exciting, which I'm sure he will do.
Thanks.
Okay, last one, Fidel.
Yeah. Hi, Joe. Well done. Just David Saker a little bit earlier said that you'd probably worked on your, even since the last time you were in Sri Lanka, you probably worked on your ability to play spin a little bit better. Can you kind of explain, has that been the case? And if you run the numbers also, your numbers against spin are, better than probably your career numbers or your numbers in Asia at least. Do you see that as like a substantial strength in your game?
Yeah, I do think it's a big strength. I say one thing that's I think's worked for me really well in the recent past is in the longer format is to try and be a little bit more selective in only playing so many shots, not trying to play every shot in the book. I think when I was a little bit younger and on previous trips, I might have tried to play too many shots to the same ball, and I think just being a little bit more, say, ruthless. A bit more stubborn and trusting my defense a little bit more at times. It certainly paid off this week.
Okay, thanks everyone. Have a good day. Cheers.